Welcome to Xenophobe.
Get over. This is my latest pickup. Found this on Craigslist, pretty local, and as you can see, it looks like a Xenophobe, but it's far from a Xenophobe, even though I think I may actually restore it to a Xenophobe. You can make out in the headline there that it is a Rampage. It's got the Rampage board set, which is pretty identical to Xenophobe. It's got a Rampage control panel, which is in pretty decent shape. It's got a little bit of cracking, you can see here, and there's some more severe cracking up here. Overall, it's in good shape. The buttons have a little bit of play in them. I've tweaked them as best as I could to get them working again. The cat likes to jump up on here, and he's not going to go away. Everything works. These are nice. This one's a little stiff. The other two are much better. You can hear the difference when you play with them. This one is sounds bad, but it actually plays very well. The monitor, I have no idea what's in it because I can't open it. The lock is without a key. In fact, both of them are without a key. Back door and the monitor's back door. Do not jump. Go away. I don't have a sticker here which explains what to do. Lots of quarters because there's no free play. Coin door is pretty good. I got to scrape off some of the duct tape and some of these stickers. There's no lock on the front, so open it up. It's missing a tilt switch. But other than that, it works. 3 coin mechs, they all work great. And we look in here, we get 64,000 plays. That made a lot of money. I have no idea how long it's been in somebody's home, but en route, it's pretty good if it was. There's of course some of the chipping on the side where the hands are often grabbing the machine. Some scrapes, some bruises. Bottom's not bad. The wood's in good shape. He's gonna jump in there, isn't he? Get out of there. Top is pretty good. There's no damage to the back. I'll move that in a second to show. But that's got to stop. It does have one major issue. If you turn it on, oh, well, this time it worked. There's something wrong with the board. Probably some old capacitors or something small. Usually when the game is cold, it doesn't start. It'll take maybe 30 seconds or 40 seconds of being powered on. The coin door doesn't light. The marquee lights, the monitor comes on, but there's no activity, no sound, no power going to the main board. And so it's, I don't know what it is yet. I haven't really looked, but that's going to be one of the first things I tackle. Change out some of those electrolytics. Monitor itself, I have no idea what model it is because I can't get in the back. As you can see, there's a little bit of adjustments required. There's a little bit of space on the top and bottom. It's kind of collapsed a little bit. The red's a little strong. Hopefully that I can tweak that out, but there's really not much that needs to happen here other than finding a real Rampage cabinet or a Xenophobe board and control panel. This is hideous. No idea where it came from. Cat enjoys it. He's no longer afraid. Stop it. So I'll take you inside here now and I'll show you what's going on the inside of the machine. Alright, this is the back of the machine, as far as I can get. Because without a key, I'm not getting in there. I used a really long screwdriver to open this from the coin box. This doesn't have a key either. I'm gonna have to buy a pair because these don't stay closed when the machine is open like this. It flops to the back and damages the wall. So this is an MCR mono board. It's not the 3-panel or 3-board setup that Tron uses or Tapper, but it's similar. It's a lot more simple as far as I've read. I'm still learning about it since this is my only mono system. All the headers appear good. The cat's playing with the coin door. What we have down here is a switching power supply. So this is not the original power supply that came with it, and there's a harness here which is actually giving me some trouble. As you can note, there's some burn marks there, probably due to high resistance in one of the circuits at one point, or maybe why the original power supply was replaced, I don't know. And also, there's some missing pins. I don't know if that's by design or intention or what, but that's I'll talk about that more in a minute. Isolation transformers here, still in good shape. I took everything apart and made sure all the connectors are solid. Ground straps all over the place. Everything's grounded. There's an extra one that should go up to the control panel for the Xenophobe, but right now the control panel is it's not actually grounded. But that's okay. It's got the dual amp board, which is found in 1,000 Bally Midway games. That seems to be fine. There's a hum when the game is on, so maybe I'll swap out some of these caps and see if that fixes anything. The Sounds Good board is what was giving me some trouble when I got the game home. It wouldn't power on. I couldn't figure it out. There was the 12-volt rail had nothing. It had 0.2 volts, and I couldn't figure out the source of the lack of voltage. I checked everything, reseated a lot of stuff, pulled the connector apart, played with the board, played with all the cables, tried to trace it with the multimeter. What I found out is that in this harness, you probably won't be able to see it, but the 12-volt, I think it's pin number 3 at the top there. It may not be. I forget which one. But there's only one pin instead of, there's only one pin on one side. You can probably see it. It's hard to tell. Like the black wire there on pin 7 doesn't go anywhere. Like some of these pins are missing right around here. And I don't know why. So when this thing is put back together, if it's put back in the reverse position, because it comes apart, I can't do it one-handed. But it comes apart, and this middle section has pins on both sides, right and left. But some of these, like this one, doesn't have a pin to the right. So if you flip it around by accident, you only have pins on one half. And if this wire comes in and it doesn't have a pin on the other side, it's not going to go anywhere. And that's what was happening. I have no idea why. If this is a custom harness, if this is something somebody made or put together. But that was the reason why the Sounds Good board wouldn't turn on. But it does now when the game boots. So like I mentioned earlier, and when it's in a cold state, the game doesn't boot every time. And it could be some of these caps that are on the board. I really don't know. I haven't researched it yet to see what's failing. But when it does, the coin door doesn't light up. And the power supply shows a draw of only about 0.1 volt, 0.2 maybe, which indicates a short somewhere, or something is failing. I don't know yet though. But game's clean. Xenophobe cabinet 318 maybe. I don't know. There's probably a serial number stamped somewhere. I bought it for the Rampage, not the Xenophobe. But I think I'm going to try and source a Rampage cabinet and also the parts for the Xenophobe as mentioned, so that I can get this back to being, something, it's more rare, I think, than the Rampage would be. but it's just one of those games that, you know, I played growing up quite a bit. Had it for the Commodore 64, as well as played it in the arcade when we could. The monitor has its Xenophobe burn. That's common. It's got the Xenophobe glass, which is nice. It's in good shape. There's not too much peel to it. There's no bubbles that I could find. The translate, you know, will be pretty easy. The glass to find. The Rampage ones are more easy than the Xenophobe ones, and I think they're the same size. I'll have to do some more research on some of that. Need a little bit of touch up on the grill. Black paint should do it pretty easily. Some, you know, scrub off some of the paint's missing here. It looks like something dripped on it and sat. But overall, it's in really good shape, and I didn't pay a whole lot for it. And it'll be a lot of fun, I think, to work on. And 3-player games are, you know, a little more rare. So a Xenophobe will be pretty neat. But the Rampage is the ultimate score here. And I'm glad I found it. Cheap on Craigslist, pretty heavy, but it's got wheels. And it's in its temporary location upstairs now while I work on it and get it working. And then it's going to go down in the basement to the with the rest of the arcade and enjoy it down there. So until there's more to this story, I'll see you next time.